That's right, it's time for a quickie, so let's get this thing started. Although Colorado is a beautiful and great place to live, in my opinion, this story does not depict that in any way. Now, earlier this year, on June 11th to be exact, a young 17-year-old girl named Riley Whitelaw was stabbed to death by her 28-year-old coworker, Joshua Johnson, at a Walgreens in Colorado Springs. Now, according to the official arrest affidavit of Joshua Johnson, the manager, Justin Zunino, also the person who called 911, said in his interview with patrol officers that another manager named Crystal Ishmael contacted him saying that she noticed that Riley did not return from her break. So Zunino reviewed surveillance video and he noticed that Joshua was in the camera and he was stacking bins, and he kept stacking them until they blocked the view of the camera. Now, after viewing this surveillance video, Zunino states that he went to the store so that he can check the area of the break room. And he was looking all around. He opened the door to the break room, and that's when he saw Riley on the floor. And he said there was blood everywhere, and he did not enter the room. Now, while looking around before finding Riley, Zunino noticed that someone had taped paper over the windows in the area of the break room, and that the restroom closed sign was put in that area to keep people away or out of that area. Now, Zunino stated also that rarely ever happens unless it's near closing time. Now, it was also reported in the affidavit that Riley went to management around 1 year before and reported that Joshua made her uncomfortable and was also making unwanted advances, and she wanted to change her schedule so she wouldn't have to work with him anymore. Now, Zunino stated that he spoke to Joshua and he warned him to keep things professional, and he said it appeared he listened or, took the advice of his manager. Now, quick side note, she was a victim of a predator. He is 28 years old and she was only 17 years old. Why was he even making any type of advances towards her in any way to begin with? What are your thoughts on this? Moving on. Now, Joshua did not take the advice or instruction to leave Riley alone, because just weeks before this tragic event, Riley requested to work a different schedule because Joshua was still making her feel uncomfortable. Then she made another request for additional hours, and she was told by Zunino that she would end up working with Joshua because their hours would overlap. Another quick side note. I think the managers could have done more. Why wasn't he fired for sexual harassment? Do you think he should have been? What are your thoughts on how the managers handled this situation? If he knew that this guy was making her feel uncomfortable, actually making sexual advances towards her, he also knew the age of both of these people. Why didn't he do something more or something different? Let me know what you think. Moving on. So, also included in the affidavit was the interview with patrol officers and the manager, Crystal Ishmael. Now, she stated while they were looking for Riley, she looked outside by the dumpster area and she smelled the strong odor of bleach. Now, she said that she went to open the door to where the dumpster is, the big doors, and she heard a male voice say he was changing. So she said she could see feet under the door, so she left and told Zunino right away. But when he got to the dumpster area, there was nobody there, but there was an empty bottle of bleach found in the dumpster. Now, also, a customer, her name is Alicia Swinke, she said that she was at the Walgreens around 5:45 p.m. and said she was in the deodorant aisle when she heard a female screaming. Now, she said she thought she heard the sound of the stall slamming, but thought she couldn't be hearing what she thinks she hears. So she just went ahead and paid and left the store. And later, she said she was driving by and she saw patrol officers there, so she had to stop and tell them what she heard. When Joshua was found the next day, walking along Interstate 25 near Trinidad, Colorado, he had scratches on his hands and face, and he was taken to the police station. Now, during a Mirandais interview with Joshua, he admitted to having a crush on Riley, but that he didn't anymore because he was being intimate with Crystal. Now, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but Crystal did not mention having a relationship or any relations with Joshua during her interview with patrol officers. Joshua also stated that he was in the break room and he said he fell in the blood. He also admitted that he was the person Crystal talked to by the dumpster and that he was trying to leave. He said he went home right after that happened and took off all his clothes because they were all bloody. He denied stacking the bins in front of the camera, even when he was told that there was surveillance video showing him doing it. So he was placed under arrest for first-degree murder, and he is being held without bond at El Paso County Jail. He is scheduled to appear in court on September 16th for a preliminary hearing. On August 23rd, the El Paso County Coroner's Office released their autopsy report. The report showed that Riley had 42 stab wounds from a single-edged knife found on her face, neck, and chest. Also correspondent to the autopsy, she also had injuries to her hands and arms, which means she fought for her life. Police stated that there was blood everywhere, on the floor, cabinets, and counter of the break room. Also stating they found an identification badge and an earpiece by her feet. So, the store is closed and there is no date or information on when or if the store will reopen. I mean, I'm not sure if that will happen anytime soon or if at all. Mostly because there has been a lot of retaliation and backlash towards Walgreens because of how heartbreaking and shocking her murder was. A Whitelaw campaign called #Justice for Riley says the store failed to keep her safe. Now, what are your thoughts, guys? Do you think the store could have done more to help prevent this? Do you think with the fact that the managers knew he's 28 years old, making advances towards a 17-year-old girl, they should have done more? Well, let me know. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that fun stuff so I can keep making videos for you guys. So until next time, this is Sugar Bia, and I support the drinking of tequila.